The chosen ones. Pay careful attention. This is your moment. You've been tested past your limits. And yet, here you are, taller than ever. They doubted you. They waited for your collapse, spoke behind your back, and prepared traps that they believed would shatter you. But what they didn't expect was your ascension. Not just a recovery, but a metamorphosis. You didn't just survive. You smashed expectations and proved unstoppable. The fact is that they saw something in you that terrified them. Your power, brightness, and possibility. It mirrored everything they were frightened to confront about themselves. And instead of buckling beneath their weight, you use it to feed your fire. Step by step, you've gone higher, demonstrating that no impediment, treachery, or hostility can stop someone who is meant to fly. Today, this is your stage. Here's your tale. You are the one scripting the story, and the whole world is watching. Show them what resilience looks like. Allow them to experience the power of someone who refuses to be limited by limitations. This is your chance to shine, to inspire, and to demonstrate that the chosen ones are here to lead, not to follow. You are a natural powerhouse and a future legend. Nothing can stop what has already been written in the stars. Let's go. Make it known plainly and aggressively. Nobody can stop you. Step into your truth with unshakable conviction to activate the great power that you possess. They keep an eye on you, looking for any indication of your loss. I'm hoping for a crack in your armor. Instead of falling, you surge, surpassing all expectations and converting their uncertainty into surprise. It is not only about what you accomplish. It's about the core of who you are. Each stride forward demonstrates your resilience. A melody of development. They cannot be silent. Your presence does more than just upset their well-crafted narrative. It disturbs the very basis of their world. They are bothered by more than just your conduct. But you are representing an unsaid challenge. You are a live example of possibilities they have refused to investigate. A reminder of the constraints they have placed on themselves. Your ability to turn problems into stepping stones makes people reconsider the reasons they've accepted. They cannot understand your power, but they cannot ignore it. You become the question. They are too terrified to question themselves. What if I'm the one holding myself back? They do more than simply watch. They fixate, troubled by a power they can't describe but desperately want to control. Your achievement serves as a mirror for their fears, pushing them to address the holes in their own identity. They try to darken your light with whispers and tales spoken behind closed doors, but their stories only emphasize their own limits, and their acts are motivated by fear rather than appreciation. Fear of what your presence indicates about their own choices, their unwavering attention on you, is not an indicator of your release from their disintegrating hold. Every attempt they make to analyze or undermine your invulnerability just strengthens their control tools. One symbol of power now serves as proof of their obsession. Ocean jealousy pervades every word they say, but the tales they tell don't tarnish you. Instead, they bond themselves to the very animosity they want to overcome. What they don't realize is that their efforts to capture your soul merely highlight their own vulnerability. You are neither constrained by their expectations or weakened by their misgivings. Your power is a force that reshapes everything in its path, forcing those who underestimated you to face their own darkness. This is your opportunity to go ahead, to soar higher, to be the irresistible force they never saw coming. No weapon made against you will flourish, and every mouth that rises against you in judgment, you will condemn. Isaiah 5417. You are like a castle erected on an unshakable foundation, bolstered by heavenly power and purpose. The storms of life may smash against your walls, but they cannot penetrate what is planted in eternity. While some may stumble in doubt, you walk with the assurance of someone who knows. Their path is predetermined by a force bigger than any opponent. Every challenge you've faced has only strengthened your resolve. What they saw as hurdles became bridges, changing their plans for failure into stepping stones for your success. Their well-prepared plans shattered beneath the weight of your willpower. They misjudged your peaceful power, which is the result of heavenly preparation rather than transitory ambition. They anticipated you to fail, yet you rose with calm determination. They couldn't foresee or comprehend. Your calm was not surrender. It represented the assembling of an irresistible force. Their efforts to restrict you were as fruitless as attempting to stem the flood. What they regarded as the conclusion was really the beginning of your ascent. Their expectations and doubts do not define or restrict your trip. Each step forward demonstrates the undeniable reality that you are directed by a greater calling. Their criticism and incredulity are weak echoes that cannot reach the heights you are ascending. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace surround you today. I am here to remind you of a timeless truth. Our lives are firmly based on God's divine purpose. I am moved by the world's ephemeral problems. As the Bible tells us, donate, and it will be handed to you. A good measure, pounded down, mixed together, then poured over, will end up in your lap. Luke 638. Like the enormous oak tree, our foundation is safe in His truth, and every act of trust we take is bolstered by His strength. Today, you can be a part of that outpouring of goodness by clicking the Super Thank You button and donating $100. Know that this seed of giving will be magnified beyond measure. It's not just about donating. It's about embracing God's promise of wealth and marching courageously in trust. They misjudged the mysterious power that guides your every move. Every hurdle they offered became a stepping stone, demonstrating your unrelenting commitment. Their meticulously built control tools become relics of their own downfall. What they intended to trap you revealed their incapacity to break the base of your strength. Each botched move contributed to the widening disparity between their limitations and your limitless potential. Do not hold back. Accept your potential. Subscribe now, and let's ignite the future together. Their fixation with your trip exposed a fact they couldn't ignore. Their plans merely revealed their own vulnerability. Your ascent was more than just resistance. It was a metamorphosis. Each impediment they put served as fuel for your advancement. You used their techniques to build your success, going higher with each attempt to repress you. Their jealousy-driven deeds broke under the weight of their own inadequacies. As you pushed outside their grasp, you soared not by revolt, but through reclaiming action, collecting every bit of yourself. They attempted to fracture what they believed was broken. You rebuilt stronger, proving their efforts futile in the face of your unwavering will. Every obstacle becomes a rung. Each struggle was a lesson until their efforts at control faded into the background noise of your victory. Their jealousy is reflected in the void they created for themselves, a hollow reminder of their own unfulfilled promise. Your unmistakable and bright successes serve as a monument to the unwavering energy inside you, a force they couldn't expect or overcome. With each stride forward, you redefine what it means to soar above, demonstrating that nothing and no one can stand in the way of what is really intended. They failed to see that your power is founded in something everlasting and far beyond their grasp. While they planned in the shadows, you marched on with unwavering confidence, protected by an energy they couldn't see or understand. Their efforts to stymie you only served to strengthen your concentration, and what they saw as obstacles became the basis of your ascension. You did not just ascend above. You transcended, conveying an energy that transcends description. Each step ahead revealed fractures in their carefully crafted illusions. They are concerned with the truth you represent rather than your behaviors. Truths that expose their self-imposed constraints and shatter their sense of control. Your progress shows the hole they've chosen to overlook, a gap caused by their refusal to address their anxieties. Every step you make reflects the routes they refuse to explore and the fortitude they abandoned. They don't feel hatred. It's uncomfortable. Discomfort from seeing their own unrealized potential reflected in your perseverance. They detest your capacity to deconstruct the narratives they've created around themselves, not because you directly criticize them, but because your presence invalidates their reasons. With each milestone, the gap between your resolve and their complacency widens, and they withdraw further into the depths of their uncertainty. Their fixation with your travel is motivated by an unsaid dread. What if their constraints are self-imposed? What if the restrictions they followed prevented them from achieving their full potential? Their attempts to exert influence over you backfire. Each unsuccessful effort demonstrated the hopelessness of their ideas. What they intended to trap you in becomes their own jail. Making them pay attention to your every move is less about you and more about the mirror of their own flaws that your success compels them to face. The energy they focused toward your ruin now loops back to them as a constant reminder of their mistakes. Every unsuccessful attempt, every muttered comment, reflects their own insecurities. They focus their energies on shattering you. Yet all they accomplished was to highlight the invincibility of your goal. The light they strove to extinguish just shone brighter under their inspection, revealing the hollowness of their efforts. Join us. Subscribe today. Their preoccupation on you is not a burden to bear, but rather a reflection of their inner turmoil, jealousy, and efforts to decrease. You do not lose your determination. They increase it. Your destiny is not determined by their views, nor do you need their approval. What they see as disobedience is, in fact, your unwavering devotion to a goal much beyond their comprehension. Allow their examination to linger. It merely underlines the magnificence that cannot be diminished. Your ascent is not a response. This is a declaration. You are not here to match their expectations, but to defy every constraint by embodying a force they cannot contain or control. You are an unstoppable force, moving with precision and purpose, demanding notice not through intent, but by the unmistakable effect of your presence. Your strength is not based on what people notice. It originates from depths they cannot comprehend. They observe, analyze, and conjecture. However, these techniques are insufficient to assess the scope of your goal. Their jealousy and opposition are ineffective against the clarity of your path. Their momentary animosity and shallow judgments cannot change what is driven by forces much bigger than their comprehension. Every impediment they throw in your path simply shows the limitations of their vision, while you transcend above it all, generating new possibilities beyond their grasp. You are the force that reshapes the environment, transforming every effort to hold you back into a stepping stone toward your success. Their attempts to dampen your brilliance only serve to accentuate it. While their efforts to define your path fail under the weight of your sincerity, their emphasis on your deeds reveals their failure to understand the source of your strength, a force that exists regardless of their support or resistance. Each step forward dismantles the beliefs they cherish, revealing the frailty of the barriers they erected to keep you in place. Your ascent is not a response to their misgivings, but rather a testimonial to your unwavering determination. It is the mirror of a calling. They are unable to recognize a purpose that is beyond their ideas. They misinterpret your stillness as weakness, but in reality it is the cornerstone of your ascension. Every difficulty they provide becomes fuel for your progress, and every barrier they create serves as a platform for you to fly higher. Their efforts to undermine you are nothing more than echoes of their own fears, which cannot survive the strength of your commitment. The techniques they use to hold you back expose their own limits, since their acts simply highlight your power. They cannot shrink. You do not want their approval. Your path demonstrates an undeniable reality. Their murmurs and machinations fade away like dust. You have no control over the course of your career. Your ascension does not include breaking away from their hold. It's about establishing that their hold was never there in the first. Every stride ahead confirms that your route was set long before their opponents appeared. Their opposition is only a diversion from the lasting force of your cause. You go not to challenge them, but to serve a purpose beyond their understanding. What they plan to derail you merely demonstrates their incapacity to meddle with what was inevitable. You rise with conviction, fortified by the unshakable basis of who you are. Their doubts and plots crumble in the face of your relentless development. No weapon created against you shall succeed, and every mouth spoken against you in judgment will be condemned. This is the inheritance of the Lord's servants. Isaiah 5417. You are like a tree planted by the river, unaffected by storms, with roots that draw power from a source much deeper than the eye can see. Your mission runs like a powerful river, unstoppable, creating new roads through even the most difficult terrain. Those who questioned you believed they could stop you, but they failed to see that your calling is not of this world. It's wonderful. The Creator Himself has woven into the fabric of your existence. Every difficulty they provide to you is a stepping stone, propelling you higher and closer to the destiny that has already been predetermined for you. They murmur doubts and hurl critiques, seeking to stop your progress. However, their words fall like seeds on barren land, yielding no fruit. Your emergence demonstrates a force beyond their reach, a power derived not from circumstances, but from faith, resolve, and heavenly favor. When they attempt to forecast your destruction, they reveal their own worries. Their shadowy machinations shatter in the face of your bright light. Every effort to undermine you reveals your inner power. You are not just suffering, you're prospering. Each step forward becomes a powerful affirmation of your mission. Their opposition is fruitless because it is based on a misconception. They perceive hurdles, but you see opportunity. They perceive barriers, but you recognize bridges. What they mean by damage, God transforms into excellent refinement. You like gold. When tested in fire, you emerge not weaker, but strengthened, with your commitment blazing brighter than ever before. You are not just going ahead. You are forging a new road where none previously existed, a journey paved with determination, trust, and irrefutable proof of divine favor. Their concentration on your trip highlights their own limits. They do not understand where your power comes from. Let them watch. Let them speculate. Let them try to obstruct what cannot be obstructed. You are a force of unwavering determination, determined to overcome any obstacle. Your rise is for more than just you. It serves as a light for others, a live example of trusting the process and stepping bravely into your purpose. Their resistance pales in compared to the scope of your objective. You are unshakable, unstoppable, and selected for a reason beyond their understanding. So rise, not in rebellion, but in fulfillment of the promises made to you. The win is already yours. Keep ascending, keep glowing, and remember that no one can take away what God has planned for you as you climb. Your path has far-reaching consequences beyond your own success. Your triumph shines like a beacon, revealing avenues for those who want to break free from their own constraints. Their plans and murmurs fade in the light of your drive. What they tried to stop you with merely reflects their own anxieties, a monument to the limits they've set for themselves. However, you are not limited by those limits. Every step you take violates the constraints they perceive to be unbreakable. They are riveted by your advancement and unable to understand the source of your power. Their acts, motivated by jealousy and mistrust, disintegrated in the face of your apparent strength. Your climb is not in reaction to their doubt. It is the culmination of a task much beyond their comprehension. You don't climb to prove them incorrect. You climbed because being static was never an option. Their misgivings about shadows contrast with the brightness of your route, and their opposition only emphasizes the immensity of your effect. Your path is not just your own. It demonstrates what is possible when purpose meets endurance. The world watches as you create a path that motivates others to strive, overcome, and embrace their own potential. Allow them to observe. Allow them to inquire. But know this, their focus on your path is a quiet acknowledgement of your strength. Their efforts to limit you reflect their fear rather than your merit. You were never intended to be limited, and their reservations just highlight the fact of your eventual rise. Continue on, and let your life speak louder than any resistance ever could. The light shines through the darkness, and it has not been overwhelmed. John 1 verse 5. You're a lighthouse on the coast, steadfast and unwavering, leading others across difficult waters. No matter how furious the storm or how high the waves crash, your light will not wane. The Creator implanted inside you a magnificent light that no darkness can extinguish. Those who want to throw shadows on your journey merely accentuate its beauty. Your quest is not based on momentary acclaim or external affirmation. It is characterized by steadfast faith and unwavering determination. Every stride you take becomes a statement of purpose, a demonstration of perseverance that encourages people around you. Others may waver under the weight of uncertainty or withdraw in the face of hardship. You ascend not because it is easy, but because it is true to your character. A selected vessel represents something higher. The challenges you face are not barriers, but rather tools. Each challenge chisels away what is no longer useful to you, refining your personality and strengthening your basis. What others see as setbacks, you view as stepping stones. Each one brings you closer to the fulfillment of your destiny. Their efforts to stymie your advancement are like stones thrown against a mountain, unable to disturb what has been divinely decreed. Let them ponder. Let them whisper. Their mistakes and errors in judgment are not your problem. Your mission is not a response to their misgivings, but rather a product of unshakable faith. They cannot fathom the magnitude of your might since it originates from a source far beyond their reach. This is not just a voyage. It's an unfinished masterpiece. Every problem, when painted with strokes of bravery and resilience and lit by the light of divine favor, evolves into an opportunity. Every closed door becomes a new opportunity, and every mistake is converted into a learning experience. Those who watch from the sidelines or are bewildered by your ascension fail to see that your path is not influenced by their beliefs or limits. Your growth is driven by something everlasting that they cannot touch. You don't ascend to satisfy or prove yourself. You rise because your steps are planned, your route is lighted, and your strength is unwavering. This is your time to bravely step into what has been provided for you. Allow their misgivings to fade like mist beneath the rising sun. Allow their critiques to fade away. You are powerless in the face of your unyielding aim. This is not just your path. It is a testament to the possibilities. When faith meets resolve, you are not just surviving. You're prospering. So, continue to shine. Continue to increase. Let the world see the splendor of a life lived in accordance with divine purpose. The light inside you is unstoppable, and the route ahead is yours to choose. As your vision grows, the boundaries they put up fall away. They try to keep you back. Unlike sand castles that crumble from the weight of their authenticity, your climb is not just upward. It faces outward, touching lives and empowering others to embrace their own power. Your path has far-reaching consequences, causing waves of change in its wake. You are not limited by the expectations of people who fail to see the broader picture. Their jealousy, shrouded in gentle whispers, is weak against the roar of your determination as you rise. They are left to battle their own fears, shadows, and anxieties, while you continue to reach your full potential. Your aim is not to fight them, but to completely transcend their grasp. Every action you perform is a declaration of your affiliation with something holy and lasting. Your path doesn't only defy expectations, it rewrites them. You're not ascending to escape your history. You are creating a future that represents the breadth of your vision and the fortitude of your character. Allow the bystanders to stay in amazement while you ascend, certain in your unshakable mission. Your light is unstoppable, and your legacy is immortal. Your route ahead is unwavering, determined not by the cacophony around you, but by the quiet certainty inside. Allow the skeptics to remain in their uncertainty as they see you transcend the constraints they previously thought were insurmountable. Every move you take demonstrates the inexorable power of a greater purpose than they can comprehend. You do not climb for their approval. Your climb is powered by something everlasting, a mission that is far beyond their grasp. Their mistrust has no bearing on what you are creating. The fire of your resolve illuminates the route ahead, not the shadows of their uncertainty. You ascend with clarity and resolution, releasing the shackles of those who wanted to limit you. Your triumphs are more than just milestones. They are significant affirmations of a vision that will not succumb. Each obstacle transforms you into a force that marches ahead with grace, strength, and unwavering concentration. This isn't a solo climb. You are directed and carried by powers that transcend the constraints of this world. Every moment of difficulty builds your foundation, as does every murmur of disagreement. Only brings out the brightness of your route. You are picked, not by accident, but by design, to represent a mission much bigger than any resistance you may encounter. Those who previously questioned will be left behind, looking at the trail you've blazed, unable to comprehend the enormity of your adventure. You are an unmistakable presence, unstoppable and determined. Your resolve paves the way for those who come after you, lighting the path for others to overcome their own constraints. Your ascension is not only personal, it's transformational, transforming the world around you. Allow your path to serve as a living testimony to the truth that cannot be suppressed or obscured. Continue to ascend, not in reaction to their unbelief, but as a manifestation of the purpose that defines you. Every stride forward reinforces the notion that nothing destined for greatness can be stopped. Your light, created through adversity and unyielding determination, shines brighter than ever, revealing the endless possibilities that lie ahead. You are far from finished, and the chapters you have yet to write will reverberate long after the misgivings of others fade.